And the first question says, write the number 18,475 correct to the nearest thousand. So which means we're going to round 8 according to 4. So since 4 is less than 5, so 18,475 is going to be 18,000. Next question says, write 0.3 as a percentage. So to write 0.3 as a percentage, we're going to multiply 0.3 with 100. When you multiply a decimal number by 100, you move the decimal 2 places to the right side. Why 2 places? Because 100 has 2 zeros. So it's going to be 30. So 30%. Question 3 says, write down the mathematical name for this type of angle marked Y. So any angle that is greater than 180, that's a reflex angle. So this is reflex angle. Then it says, write these numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest number. So smallest number over here is 0.03. Then we have 0.1, then 0.16, then 0.2, and lastly 0.21. Question 5 says, find the square root of 64. Square root of 64 is basically plus minus 8. Why plus minus 8? Positive 8 times positive 8 is also 64. Negative 8 times negative 8 is also 64. So plus minus 8. Question 6 says, Ryan buys 4 cakes at 1.30 pounds each, 2 identical tins of soup. Ryan pays with the 10-pound note. He gets 1.80 pounds change. How much does Ryan pay for each tin of soup? So what we will do over here is that since he's buying 4 cakes at 1.30 pounds each, so 4 times 1.30 plus 2 times x, x being cost of 1 tin of soup, and this equals to 10 minus 1.8. Why 10 minus 1.8? Because he pays 10 pounds and he gets a change of 1.8. So basically he spent 8.2 pounds on the cakes and soups. So that's 5.2 plus 2x equals to 8.2. 2x is 8.2 minus 5.2, which is basically 3. X is 3 over 2, which in decimals is 1.5. So 1.5 pounds is the cost of each tin of soup. Question 7 says the table shows the number of hours that Lena and Pavel worked on each of 4 days last week. On the grid, draw a suitable diagram or chart for this information. So what we can do is that on the y-axis, we can write the number of hours they worked for. And on the x-axis, we can write the days, which is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And for each person, we'll draw 2 bars, one for each of the days. And you can color code the bars to show which one is Lena's and which one is Pavel's. So we can do it like this. First, we can write the values. LB. So 6, 7, 9, 6, 8, 5, 6, 6. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is our number of hours. And over here it's the days. So this can be Wednesday. This can be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So for the key, this is your key for Lena. This is for Babel. So let's draw the bars now. So for Lena, it's on Wednesday, it's 6. On Thursday, it's 9. On Friday, it's 8. And on Saturday, it's 6. Now for the other person, on Wednesday, it's 7. On Thursday, it is 6. On Friday, it's 5. And on Saturday, it is 6. That's your diagram. And you can remove these from over here. We can write this again. Number of hours. OA, OB, and OC are 3 straight lines. Work out the size of the angle marked X. So since these are all angles around a point, so we can subtract 220, 90 from 360 to get the value of X. That's 360 minus 220 minus 90, which gives us 50 degrees. Let's just give a reason for your answer. So angles around a point equal to 360 degrees. Question 9 says, here is a number machine. So we input a value, then we times that by 2, then we minus 10, and that gives us the output. It says work out the output when the input is 13. So that's 13 times 2 minus 10. 13 times 2 is going to be 26. 26 minus 10 is 16. Then it says work out the input when the output is 28. So x times 20 minus 10 equals to 28. So now we reverse it. So first we add 10 to 28, which gives us 38. And then we divide 38 by 2, which gives us 19. So 19 is our input. Then it says show that there is a number for which the output is the same as the input. So put the input as x and put the output as x. So that's 2x minus 10 equals to x. Swap x and 10. So 2x minus x equals to 10. And x equals to 10. So when x equals to 10, you have the same input and you have the same output. Question 10 says there are 24 cows and 36 sheep on a farm. Write as a ratio the number of cows to the number of sheep, giving your answer in the simplest form. So 24 is to 36. Both of them are divisible by 12. So that's 2 is to 3. We can't further simplify it, so this is our answer. Question 11 says work out negative 12 divided by negative 4. So when you divide two negative integers, the answer is always positive. That's going to be positive 3. Then find the value of 2 to the power of 5. 2 to the power of 5 is the same as 2 being multiplied 5 times. So that's basically 32. Then it says write one pair of brackets in this calculation so that the number is correct. So we have to give the answer of 2 from this entire calculation. So our one pair of brackets will come around 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. So that's your answer. Question 12 says the diagram shows a triangle and a rectangle. The perimeter of the rectangle is a quarter of the perimeter of the triangle. Work out the length of the rectangle. So what we're going to do is that let's first find the perimeter of the triangle. So that's 36 plus 30 plus 14. That gives us the value of 80 centimeters. Perimeter of the rectangle is 1/4 of perimeter of triangle. So perimeter of rectangle is 4 times 2 because 2 4s and 2 lengths. So let's call this 2L equals to 1/4 of 80. So 8 plus 2L equals to 20. 2L equals to 20 minus 8, which is 12. L equals to 12 over 2, and that is 6 centimeters. So that's your answer. Question 13 says there are only 10-pound notes and 20-pound notes in a wallet. Ali takes a random note from the wallet. Write down the probability that Ali takes a note with a value of more than 5 pounds. So since all of the notes are more than 5 pounds, so the probability is going to be 1 because we can take any of these notes. Then it says there are only 1p coins and 2p coins in a bag. The total value of the coins in the bag is 40p. The total value of the 1p coins is the same as the total value of the 2p coins. Simon takes at random a coin from the bag. Find the probability that Simon takes a 1p coin. So if the 1p coin and 2p coin have the same values, that means the amount of 1p coins is going to be twice of that of the 2p coins. So 1p coins is to 2p coins is going to be the ratio of 2:1. So keeping that in mind, they have told us that the total value of the coins in the bag is 40p. To find the number of 1p coins, we're going to do number of 1p coins is going to be 2/3 times 40p, which is going to give us 26.6. Now, probability of 1p coin is going to be 26.6 divided by 40 times 100, which basically gives us a probability of 66.6%. You can write it as a fraction, you can write it as a decimal, you can write it as a percentage, whichever you want to. So 66.6% is your probability. Question 14 says work out 273 times 54. 273 times 54. 4 3s are 12, carry the 1. 7 4s are 28, plus 1, 29. 2 4s are 8, plus 2, 10. Placeholder. 5 3s are 15, carry the 1. 7 5s are 35, plus 1, 36. Carry the 3. 2 5s are 10, plus 3, 13. That's 2, 14, 7, 4, 1. So your answer is 14,742. Question 15 says, Tessa recorded the times that 15 adults took to complete a run. She showed her results in a stem and leaf diagram. Find the median. Now, median is your middle value. So there are 15 adults, which means the middle value. There are 15 adults, which means the middle value is going to be the 8th value. So this is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So this is the key is that the number on the left-hand side of the line is the tens, and the number on the right-hand side is the units. So 64 minutes is our median. Find the range. Range is your difference between the maximum and the minimum value. So range is max minus min. Maximum value is 81, minimum value is 45. So 81 minus 45 is 36. 81 minus 45 is 36. Then it says, let's also record the times that 15 children took to complete the run. For the children, the median was 75 minutes. Compare the times that the adults took with the times the children took. Median value of adults is 64. That's clearly less than the time that it took for the children. So we can say that the adults were faster because they took less time to run. You could say that. Then it says batteries are sold in packs of 4, in packs of 8, and in packs of 12. A pack of 4 batteries costs 1.80 pounds. A pack of 8 batteries costs 3.20 pounds. And a pack of 12 batteries costs 6 pounds. Which pack gives the best value for money? You must show how you get your answer. So what we're going to do over here is that we're going to find the value of one battery from each pack and then compare their value. So I'm calling this A, this is B, and this is C. So for A, cost of one battery, that's going to be 1.80 divided by 4, which gives us 0.45 pounds. Then for B, cost of one battery, that's 3.20 divided by 8, which equals to 0.4 pounds. And for the last one, C, cost of one battery is going to be 6.00 divided by 12, which is 0.5 pounds. Now we can clearly see that the second backpack of 8 is offering the best value, which is 0.4 pounds per battery. So which pack gives the best value? 8-pack battery. Because least cost per battery. Question 17 says solve 2 brackets 4x minus 5 bracket close equals to 18. So whenever you have a term outside the bracket and there's something inside the bracket, you multiply them. So 2 times 4x, 2 times negative 5. So 2 times 4x plus 2 times negative 5 equals to 18. That is 8x minus 10 equals to 18. 8x equals to 18 plus 10, which is 28. And x would be 28 divided by 8, which is going to equal to 3.5. Then says write on the value of 10 to the power of 0. Always remember, if anything, whether it's a variable or a number, it's raised to the power of 0, the answer will always equal to 1. Question 19 says describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. So if we compare triangle A and triangle B, firstly, we can see that it's not a rotation because the shape hasn't rotated at all. It's not a reflection because the direction of the shape is still exactly the same. there's no enlargement because the size of the shape is also the same. However, the last option that we have is translation. So for translation, what we do is that we pick the same points on both the shapes and then compare. So we can see that this one is -2, 3. And the same point on shape B is now 3, -1. Which means from -2 to become +3, we added 5 units. And to go from 3 to -1, we subtracted 4. So it's a translation by vector 5, -4. That is your answer. Then it says, here are the first 4 terms of an arithmetic sequence, 1, 5, 9, 13. Find an expression in terms of n for the nth term of the sequence. So if the question clearly states that it's an arithmetic sequence, that means that we need to find the common difference. So to find the common difference, what we do is we subtract each consecutive term. So 5 minus 1 is 4. 9 minus 5 is 4. And 13 minus 9 is also 4. So we can see that to each consecutive term, we're adding 4 to get the next term. So whatever your common difference is, which is 4 in this case, you will multiply that by n, always. This is the first step. You multiply the common difference by n. And then you assume that that is your nth term, which is 4n in this case. So using 4n, if I try to find the first term, t1 would be 4 times 1, which is 4. Now we can clearly see that the first term is 1 in the sequence, but what we're getting is 4. So to turn 4 into 1, we need to take away 3 from it. So if we use the new nth term, 4n minus 3, and let's say we try to find the third term. So that's 4 times 3 minus 3, which is 12 minus 3, and that's 9. This is exactly the same as the number in the sequence. Hence the nth term is 4n minus 3. Question 21 says, work out 3 whole number 4 over 5 minus 1 whole number 2 over 3. So whenever we're subtracting mixed numbers, first step is to convert the mixed numbers into improper fractions. So to convert the mixed number into an improper fraction, we multiply the denominator with the whole number and add the result to the numerator. So 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 4 is 19. So 19 over 5. The denominator will remain the same. The only thing that changes is the numerator. Same over here. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. So 5 over 3. Next step is to see whether we're adding fractions with unlike denominators or like denominators. Since the denominators are unlike denominators, so we need to make them the same. To make them the same, we will multiply the first fraction by 3 and the second fraction by 5. That's going to give us 15 in the denominator. And for the numerator, 3 times 19 is 57. And 5 times 5 is 25. 57 minus 25 is 32 over 50, which in mixed numbers is 2 whole number 2 over 15. That's your answer. Then it says Kevin was asked to work out 2 whole number 1 over 3 times 5 over 8. Here is his working. Kevin's answer is wrong. What mistake has Kevin made? So the rule for mixed numbers being turning into improper fraction is applicable in every case, whether you're adding fractions, subtracting fractions, multiplying, or dividing. So as you can see, we did the same over here. We converted 2 whole number 1 over 3 into an improper fraction, which is 7 over 3. That's correct. Then when we're multiplying fractions, we multiply the numerator with the numerator and denominator with the denominator. If there's a way of simplifying the fraction. You can simplify the fraction vertically and diagonally, not horizontally. So 7 times 5 is 35. 3 times 8 is 24. So now to convert the improper fraction into a mixed number, we divide it. So 35 divided by 24. So 35 does not go in the 24 times table, but a number that less than 35 is 24. So 24 ones are 24. Subtract the 2. 5 minus 4 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. So the remainder becomes your new numerator. And this quotient is your whole number. So one whole number, 11 over 24 was supposed to be your answer. And he wrote 9. So that was his mistake. The correct answer was one whole number, 11 over 24. Then question 22 says, the diagram shows a plan of a floor. Petra is going to cover the floor with paint. Petra has 3 tins of paint. There are 2.5 liters of paint in each tin. Petra thinks 1 liter of paint will cover 10 meters square of floor. Assuming Petra is correct, does she have enough paint to cover the floor? We must show all your working. So there are 2.5 liters of paint in each tin, and she has 3 tins. So let's first find how much paint she has. Amount of paint in liters. That's 3 times 2.5, which is equal to 7.5 liters. Then, to find the area that this amount of paint can cover, area covered would be, if 1 liter can cover 10 meters square, 7.5 liters can cover 7.5 times 10, which is 75 centimeters square. So this is the area that the amount of paint can cover. Now we find the area of the plan. So to find the area of this plan, we can see that's a composite shape. So let's divide the shape into 2 parts. This is A, this is B. We find these areas separately and then add them up. So area of A is 10 times 5, which is 50 meters square. This is also meters square. And then area of B, so if this is entirely 8 and this part is 5, so this is 3. 3 times 6, that's 18 meters square. So total area would be 50 plus 18, that's 68 meters square. So now we compare. We can see that the area of the plan is 68 and the amount of paint that can cover the flooring is 75 meters square. So we have extra paint, so yes, she has enough paint. Then the next part says that actually 1 liter of paint will cover 11 meters square of floor. Does this affect your answer to part A? So no, it's not going to, because she already had extra paint. So if they increase the amount of paint 1 liter can cover, that's good for her. She will have more extra paint. So no, she is good with this amount of paint. Then the next question says, here's a Venn diagram. Write down the numbers that are in set P complement. So whenever you have a dash on like one of the set notations, so that means it's complement. And complement means that elements that are not going to be part of that set. So elements that are not going to be a part of P are basically this and the ones that are outside. So that's basically 10, 11, 13, 14, 16, and 17. Then says a number is chosen at random from the universal set. Find the probability that this number is in the set P union Q. So P union Q means all elements in P and Q. So all elements in P and Q are basically going to be this and this, all of this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. So probability is going to be 5 over the total number of elements, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5 over 9 is the probability that the number is going to be in the set P union Q. And remember, if there's a common element, you only count it once, you don't count it twice. Question 24 says, Sophie drives a distance of 513 kilometers on a motorway in France. She pays 0.81 euros for every 10 kilometers she drives. Work out an estimate for the total amount that Sophie pays. So since they're asking us to work out an estimate, we can round 0.81 to 0.8. For every 10 kilometers, she's paying 0.81 euros. So if I round 0.81 to 0.8 and 513 to 500. So for 10 kilometers, she's paying 0.81. So for 500 kilometers, that means we will multiply 0.8 with 50. So 0.8 times 50 is going to be 40 euros. That's what she's going to pay if she travels for 500 kilometers. Then it says, is your answer to part A an underestimate or an overestimate? Give reason for your answer. So the answer is basically an underestimate because we rounded 0.81 and 513 down. Because 0.81 and 513 were rounded down. If they were rounded up, then it would be an overestimate. So that's your answer. Question 25 says, here is a straight line L drawn on a grid. Find an equation for L. So we can clearly see that this is our y-intercept. And for the slope, we can pick 2 points. Let's say these two, and we can find the rise over run. So the rise is 3 and the run is 2. So M is rise over run. So 3 over 2. So equation is 3 over 2x plus 3. This is basically the slope-intercept form, which is y equals to mx plus c. Then it says m is a different straight line in the equation y equals to 5x. Write down the equation of a straight line parallel to m. So the main property of parallel lines is that parallel lines have the same gradient. So m1 would equal to m2. So if the gradient is the same, only thing that's changing is your y-intercept. So you can have any equation as long as you have the gradient of 5 and you can just add or subtract any number. Let's say I do y equals to 5x minus 2. That's correct. So you can pick any number, you can add any number, you can subtract any number. That doesn't matter. What matters is that your gradient is the same. If the gradient is the same, whatever you're adding or subtracting, that won't make any difference to your answer. Question 26 says, Qasim has some small jars, some medium jars, and some large jars. He has a total of 400 jars. 3/8 of the 400 jars are empty. And then from those empty jars, number of small jars is to medium jars is 3:4. Number of medium jars to number of large jars is 1:2. Work out the percentage of Qasim's jars that are empty small jars. So first, let's find the number of empty jars. That's 3/8 times 400, which is equal to 150 jars. Now, out of those 150 jars, smallest to medium is 3:4, and medium is to large is 1:2. So whenever we have like a common element in both the ratios, to combine the elements into a single ratio, you have to make sure that the common element has the same number. Medium is 4 over here and 1 over here. That means we need to turn this into 4. And if you're multiplying this by 4, we need to multiply this by 4 as well. So that makes our small is to medium is to large ratio 3:4:8. That's our ratio. Now it's saying work out the percentage of Qasim's jars that are empty small jars. So for empty small jars, first let's find the amount. So that's going to be 3/15, because that's the total number of the ratio, times 150, which gives us 30 jars. Emphasis on percentage of the empty small jars, which means we will do 30 divided by total number of jars, which is 400, times 100. And that gives us 7.5% as the percentage of empty small jars. That's your answer. Question 27 says, in a sale, normal prices are reduced by 30%. The sale price of a TV is £280. Work out the normal price of the TV. So if the prices are reduced by 30%, which means the sale price represents 70% of the normal price. So that's going to be 280 times 100 divided by 70 equals to the normal price. Cancel out the zeros, 7, 1, 4, so that's £400. That's your answer. Question 28 says, solve x plus 11 is less than or equal to 5 minus 1 over 2x. So first we begin with collecting the like terms on each side. So x plus 1 over 2x less than or equal to 5 minus 11. So that's going to be 3 over 2x. That's -6. Cross multiply. 3x is less than or equal to -12. X is less than or equal to -12 over 3. And that is x is less than or equal to -4. That's your final answer.